Nobody really talks about it. How you can love basketball and still hate waking up for it. How you can be surrounded by people every day and still feel completely alone. You hit the gym, put your headphones in, and for a few hours you escape. But when practice ends, when the crowd's gone, you're right back in your head again. There's a side of basketball that nobody shows. The pressure, the overthinking, the feeling that if you're not playing good, you're not worth anything. You start tying your values to your stats, your happiness to your performance. One bad game and your whole mood's gone. And you sit there and start asking yourself, who am I when I'm not hooping good? And that's where that depression slowly starts to creep in. It's quiet and it's very subtle. You slowly stop talking to people, you lose motivation, and you start to feel heavy for no reason at all. You're in class, but you're not there. You're in practice, but you're not really present. Everything starts to feel numb, like you're moving, but not even living. Coaches start to think you're lazy, friends think you're distant, but they don't know you're just tired. Not physically, but mentally. Because depression doesn't always look like tears. Sometimes it can just look like silence. Other times it looks like a fake smile after a game, or you sitting there up at night scrolling at 2 a.m. just so your mind doesn't get too quiet. We're always taught to be tough, to push through pain, to never show weakness, so you keep it all inside. You tell yourself that you're fine, you call it a slump, a phase, or even burnout, but deep down you know it's more than that. And that's the hardest part. You can't fix what you won't admit, so you start pretending you're okay until pretending becomes your personality. But the truth is, you're not broken, you're human. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is admit that you're not okay. You don't gotta be perfect every game. You don't gotta keep everything inside, because the game doesn't define who you are. You do. You're more than your stat line, more than your minutes, and more than your coach's opinion or the crowd's cheers. The jersey comes off one day, but the person who's underneath it stays forever. And when you start realizing that, everything slowly starts to change. You stop chasing the stupid validation and you start chasing peace. You stop needing people to notice who you are and how good you are, because you know your worth whether they clap or not. See, basketball or all sports in general is just something that you do. It's not who you are. And the moment you separate those two, you start to play free again. You stop playing scared, you stop comparing, and you stop trying to prove you belong, because deep down you already know you do. You start remembering why you picked up the ball in the first place. It wasn't for followers, it wasn't for a scholarship. It was because hooping made you feel alive, gave you joy when life didn't. But somewhere along the line, you turn your escape into your pressure. You started playing to survive instead of playing to express. And that's when the love faded. It's okay to step back, it's okay to rest. It's okay to talk to someone, a friend, a teammate, a therapist, anybody. That doesn't make you weak. You can't pour into your game if your soul's running empty. Sometimes healing means missing a workout so you can finally breathe again, or just take a moment for yourself. Sometimes it means crying, praying, writing, or even just sitting still, just spending time with yourself. The comeback doesn't always start in the gym. Sometimes it just starts in your mind. And once you heal that part, the confidence, the flow, the joy, it all starts to come back naturally. Because when your peace comes first, your game follows. And when your heart's right, your shot feels lighter, your body feels looser, and your energy feels alive again. You don't need to escape anymore, because you finally come home to who you are. You don't gotta fight alone anymore, because the truth is, there's other hoopers out there just like you. Guys who love the game but wrestle with their mind. Guys who are trying to figure out how to perform, how to stay consistent, and how to stop letting overthinking and depression control them. And that's why I built this space for us. It's called Project Mindstate, and it's the link in my bio. Inside, there's a full community of players who get it. People who actually talk about the mental side of basketball. No fake motivation, no judgment, just hoopers helping other hoopers grow, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There's also a full course in there that'll walk you through how to rebuild your confidence, how to control your emotions during games, and how to find joy in hooping again. It's the real stuff that helped me when I was at my lowest. So if this video hit you, if you've been feeling that silent weight, and you're ready to actually do something about it, tap that link in bio, join the community, and start building your mind the same way you build your game. Because healing isn't weakness, it's the beginning of becoming unstoppable.